Hi, so this is video 2 of a crazy quilt demonstration. So what I did yesterday is I cut my squares using 9 fat quarters. So I just folded over and cut a strip off, so I had 9 18-inch squares. But if you're not using fat quarters and using scraps, just make the square as big as you can possibly be, but all the 9 squares need to be the same size. So the larger the starting piece and the more cuts you put in, obviously the block shrinks. If you're starting with smaller squares, so maybe only maybe 12 inches, then you perhaps wouldn't do as many cuts and reassemblies, because obviously it shrinks the more times you do. So what I've done, I have pieced everything back together. So I've now got a stack, and each piece is made up now of 2 sections of the fabric. I've reassembled them back together, pressed them so that the seams are all facing one way. Remember where the safety pins are? So they're now restacked with all the safety pins sitting on top of each other. And that's really important, don't take the pins out. Don't try and do it with straight pins either, because you catch your fingers on them. So leave the safety pins where they are till you've finished. So I've turned them round so that you can see across here. It's a bit difficult for you to see all the fabric, put it that way. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, and remember yesterday's a bit dramatic, I just dropped it on. I'm going to do the same thing. So now I'm going to cut across here. So there's no measurement in this, and I'm not cutting at right angles to here. It's just wherever the ruler drops is where I'm going to cut. So I've got a nice sharp blade. I'll try and do this sitting down so that you can see. It's a bit tricky going over where the seams all are. Hopefully that's gone all the way through. Might have to stand up. Okay. Okay, so we've now got 2 sections, same as we did yesterday. Take the top piece off, put that to the bottom, match them back together. Now if you find, because this is quite random, but if you find when you're going to put the pieces back together that you've got the same fabrics that you had, then just shuffle them through again so that you've got a good blend. I don't know what the odds would be that you'd have the same fabrics, but you might just decide to move them around. So put those back together, sew them all, open them out, press them, do another cut. So if these were all sewn together, what I might do now, because this is quite a big area, is that I might decide to do a cut across there, and that would be my 3rd one, and then I can decide where I want it to go. I might do something across here, that way. It's entirely up to you, there's no pattern for this, but you will know when you've got to the size that you want it to stop. So I would hope that I get to about 15 inches or thereabouts from this, and then say, right, that's enough, I've got a good mix of all the colours that I like. And then we're going to do this as a quilt as you go, and I'll show you a demonstration for that. So I'm going to sew all of these back together, and I might do another cut, and see you next time. Okay, bye.